You're live.
Good morning, everybody in the chat room this morning, and all of our Memorex viewers later on today and in the future. We are going to try to bring you a little bit of current events today and tell you what we found in the news to try to help you be prepared for the future. Got a storm brewing, Pat says, and I think he's right. A lot of things are going on in the turmoil of our existence. Well, I'd like to start off with having Pat come on and say good morning to everybody and tell us a little bit about the fire going on out there in South Dakota today.
And good morning, everybody. Haven't gotten much sleep, so just bear with me here. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday morning. Yes, we've been dealing with some major fire out here in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and it grew overnight. It tripled in size overnight, and people are on edge pretty much around here right now. We're supposed to have storms coming in later this afternoon. We don't know. What do you say? Lightning. We don't need the lightning. We need the rain, and we need it bad. I'm going to try to show you some pictures of what is happening. Let me see if I can pull them up. Brenda, can you see them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hopefully everybody in the chat room can see them. This is Crow's Peak up here, what you're seeing right now, and it started started Friday evening, and it started by a lightning strike, and it was 200 acres, and then yesterday they said it grew to 400 acres, and now this morning we wake up and it tripled in size overnight. There's a lot of fuel that's feeding it. The crews can't get up there with the fire trucks or water tankers, so they're using the helicopters. And let me tell you, when these bad boys fly over my house, man, that rattles, and it gets the damn dogs in the neighborhood here all riled up, and that's a firestorm of barking going back and forth. So we've been dealing with that, and the smoke is just, this morning ain't too bad. It's mainly at night when everything calms down and the smoke just, it comes into your house and you're breathing it in. So they have advisories out for the elderly to try to stay inside and keep their windows closed and stuff like that. And so that's what's going on here. Just playing everything by ear, and hopefully trying to find another one that I showed Brenda this morning on it, and let's see if I can share it with you guys and stuff. Oh, here you go. There we go. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There we go. Here we go. Just bear with me, guys. Like I said, this is what it looks like at night for us around here. This is what you see. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's like the whole sky. I mean, you can just see the glow, the reflection in the sky from the fires and stuff, and you can see it's growing just over. This is at 3 a.m. on Monday. They were taking pictures of it, and it just keeps growing. It's like it's not stopping. So that's what folks around here are dealing with right now. And there's a town that's oh, I'm trying to find it so you guys can see it, and that they have evacuated a town. And over in Sundance, Wyoming, they have a fairgrounds, and that's where they're putting everybody, over in the fairground area. So where I'm at, we're not really affected by it right now. We are affected by the smoke more than anything else right now. But where I live on the mountain, it is dry. I'm going to take some more videos later today. I'm going to go out and take some videos to show you guys. I don't know what else to say, but you know, now coming down into Spearfish, or into the neighborhoods in Spearfish, closer to where the fire is, people are seeing more of the coyotes and the mountain lions coming down out of the mountain. And so people are on edge about that. But other than that, everything's good. Just hot, and just seeing what's coming next. Brenda?
Well, Pat, you are one of the rare people that I know that would actually have a fire going in the heat of summer.
Okay.
It's the wrong time of the year for a fire, Pat.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, we're in a drought, and nobody can do about it. That's about, just deal with it. I mean, you can't get too excited about it. You just got to sit back and deal with it. You know, it's Mother Nature cleaning itself. Yep. That's what I'm saying, you know.
I mean, you know, it's amazing to me how they have the floods and stuff going on in Texas and in Virginia, and yet, you know, you have a fire going there, and there's fires down in California. You know, it seems like there ought to be an even keel.
I think last night, if I remember correctly, the one news reporter was saying that all around us, California, Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, Wyoming, there's over close to 400 fires that are burning right now. So, but it's that time of year, you know.
That's a lot of heat.
Yep. And the funny thing about it is we had fires last year, but nothing too bad, because we had a pretty wet winter. And this winter it wasn't wet. It was a pretty mild winter, and so now Mother Nature's saying, we're going to get even with you.
Yeah, it's amazing how the weather changes from year to year, because this time last year my town was underwater. We had a big flood here, and the main drag through town was about 3 or 4 feet deep in water.
Mm-hmm.
And now this year, well, while it isn't, you know, you couldn't say a drought, we've been getting a little rain along. It's a heck of a lot drier than what it was last year.
Yep. So anyway, guys, we're going to get the party rolling. That's what's happening, you know, just dealing with it and going with the flow. I'll give you updates during the day. I'll post videos and stuff so you guys can see what is going on. I've been seeing a lot of disturbing stuff lately, and we have guys that have taken pictures of UN trucks, and first they were seen in Texas, I believe it was, that they were showing them. Now they're showing up in Virginia, Alabama, Georgia. I'm trying to find it again so I can show it to you guys. something's coming, and I don't know what it is, but, and I'm afraid it's going to be something that none of us have ever witnessed in our lifetime. And it's scary. And nobody wants to talk about it. You know, everybody wants to sweep this thing under the rug. You know, why are the UN trucks here? You know, why, what are they doing? You know, what's the purpose of them? You know, we're being constantly lied to from the mainstream media, our politicians. This is just getting out of hand. And more people need to start speaking up and screaming, you know, that we can't take this no more. You know, our country, we're in dire straits right now. Our economy's going to crap. Our homeless rate is tripled in 8 years, and nobody gives a crap. You know, I can't find it now, Brenda.
Did you lose the video?
Uh,
While you're looking for it, I'll just say this.
I found
okay, go ahead.
I found it. Now, let me see. Here we go. Let me pull this up. And screen. So everybody can see this. Now, whether, I don't know. Turn this up.
Usually not a conspiracy theorist, but coming home from a match, I'm in South Georgia, coming out of Alabama. Check this shit out. UN. Coming out of Alabama. UN trucks. These look like brand new vehicles. Not sure what the hell is going on with this, or why we got UN trucks coming out of Alabama, or at least they're Alabama truckers. No identification on, just UN trucks. Yeah, these are definitely brand new. All the furniture's brand new on them. So, what the hell's up with that?
You know what I find interesting too on this is where are there's no DOT numbers on these trucks, if anybody notices it. You know, normally commercial vehicles have some type of identification on them, and those don't. So,
Military?
I don't know if they could be. I don't know. You know, and you're seeing more and more of this stuff, and it's scary. I don't know, Brenda. Something's coming.
Well,
You know,
I saw something yesterday about there's a petition going around for people to sign that wants to run the UN out, and they're claiming that it would save something like $1 billion a year or something if we got the UN out of here. I have been advocating for the last at least 30 years that the UN needs to go, but of course, you know, nobody listens to me, not unless they want to pick a fight, apparently. But you know. It seems to me that the best thing that happened would be for the UN to be out of here. They're trying to run the show, and you know we're supposed to be a republic. We don't need the UN in here trying to run us.
I don't know. And it's kind of funny because you see more and more of them. There was a video. They were up in Indiana somewhere, traveling, Texas. Now you got them down there, Alabama, Georgia. You know, I don't know.
Well, Jeremy's saying that the trucks are built here in the U.S. So, Jeremy, are you trying to say that they're built here in the U.S. and we're supposed to be shipping them out somewhere? Or are they here because they're going to be taken over? we'll have to wait for the response because of the time delay.
There's a comment in the chat.
Maybe
The storm is in
maybe
my.
we ought to just bring Jeremy in here
Mhm.
and
The
see what he's
storm.
got to say about it.
Okay, hold on. The storm is in your mind. How is it in my mind that a storm is brewing?
I mean, you know, the country's in trouble, no matter how you look at it. It may not be the UN, it may be the economy. It's definitely our government. There's something going on. There's been a shift in the energy fields. I can feel it. A whole lot of people can feel it, and something is going on. I mean, you look at the signs that they send, the little innuendos or well, I don't know. Some of them are bigger than signs. You remember that they've had it all over the internet of that magazine cover. I believe it was Forbes with the eagle and the currencies all laying under the eagle's feet with a coin hanging around the eagle's neck, and it was marked 2018. You know, there was going to be a big change come around by 2018. So that they're getting us prepared for something. It's not going to happen immediately. We're frogs in the water pot, and they're just turning the heat up slowly, 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 and we're just all sitting around waiting to see what's going to happen next.
All right, here's another one. You know, let me see. Pull. There's another video, guys, that I'll play for you that I found, and I don't know. See what you guys make of it.
A newly released ISIS propaganda video puts San Francisco and Las Vegas in the extremist crosshairs. In shaky handheld footage likely taken by a cell phone, panning shots of the Golden Gate Bridge are shown, lingering on the bridge's supports. The video then moves to shots of a San Francisco neighborhood street, panning up to a 55-story California street tower, the second tallest building in the city. A shot of the Las Vegas Strip is also peppered in, showing what appears to be the pedestrian bridge at the Bellagio. The video goes to considerable lengths to praise the Orlando nightclub shooter for killing 49 people. ISIS also commends the man who killed 2 French police officers and pledged to support the group on Facebook. This is hardly the first time threats on a major U.S. city have been made by ISIS. Back in November, a video threatening New York City's Times Square was released, prompting increased security measures. For Viewer, I'm Nathan Smith.
Okay, your thoughts on that, Brenda?
Well, my thoughts are that first off, ISIS is a product of our government. They have trained them, they have funded them, they have militarized them, they give them all their weapons. And then they hold ISIS over the heads of the American public as a terror tactic that, oh, ISIS is going to do this and ISIS is going to do that. And it's up to us to try to figure out, is it true or are they just terrorizing us, you know? And it's not so much ISIS terrorizing us is our government with the propaganda. You know, and anytime, as far as I'm concerned, anytime that we do get an ISIS attack, it is because it's been engineered by the government to further their own agenda. But that's my personal take. You know, other people's opinions may vary on that. And I do stand corrected. Kristen in the chat room corrected me about the cover of that magazine. It was The Economist, and it was back in 2008. So, you know, I ain't perfect. I make mistakes, and I don't know it all. But I know that there's a problem. What the problem is, I don't exactly know. I think the head of it is the government, and that they're trying to further an agenda. Exactly what their agenda is remains to be seen.
Now, you did see that they released that Benghazi report, and I don't know, you guys can go check it out. I haven't really quite read the whole thing yet, but after I'm done here, I'm going to read it. It's not good. Not good. Not good. Like I said, our economy's in the tank. Um, the job market, they say that it's recovering, but how many people gave up looking for jobs because they're not here anymore? Look at our manufacturing jobs; they're all gone. Um, the
Well,
steel.
I knew that was a big mistake when Clinton shipped our jobs out. Uh, who does that? I mean, what in the world? And we might have been able to have hung on just a little bit had they not started taking all the land away from the farmers. I mean, at least we had some grain to trade, and we had some semblance of something going on here, but they ship our jobs out and then they take our land. I mean, we're right back to where the Indians were when the Pilgrims came over here.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, they say if you don't learn from history, it's bound to repeat itself. So, there you go.
Like I said, maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I got a gut feeling, and I can't put my finger on it. There's something coming, and I wish somebody, can point it out. The writing's on the wall that something big is coming, but what it is, none of us know. And I just fear for my grandkids and everybody's kids, grandkids. What the hell is happening to us? I've been seeing more and more of stuff going around with the earthquakes. The San Andreas fault is making movements. Here in Wyoming, over in Yellowstone, they've been showing activity over there, but nobody's saying nothing. We've been warned that there's a major eruption that is coming. Is that going to set everything off if that happens? Is that what they're waiting for?
There's also been talks of the pole shift, that we're due for a major pole shift, which is going to really wreak havoc if that happens. And, these are things that we can't do anything about. We have absolutely no control over. The climate changes are going to change. It's been that way for millions of years, and it's going to continue to be that way. Well, we can't do anything about a pole shift. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If there are planets like, they talked about Planet X and the BREW or whatever it is, if they're going to come in here and fling meteorites at us and, create some kind of big disturbance and, spin the earth faster or whatever it's supposed to do as it goes by, we can't do anything about that. Those are all things that are out of our control. But the things that we can do something about is what's going on in our own personal lives. Well, you can try to be as prepared as you can possibly be for any given event. And you'll never be 100% prepared, but if you got some determination, and you're somewhat prepared, you ought to be able to survive an awful lot. You have to be alert to your surroundings and what's going on around you. I mean, good grief. I watched a thing yesterday about all these things that's going on at the Walmarts. People losing their minds. They're thinking that they're God and everything else, going into the Walmart stores or driving through, making it into a drive-through, driving their vehicles into Walmart stores, getting out and yelling, screaming about how, they think that they're the second coming of Christ and all such things as that. People are losing their minds everywhere. And I don't know if it has something to do with mind control, if it has something to do with the drugs they're on, if it has something to do with, maybe their doctor's prescribing something that, has got them all messed up. What on earth? I mean, you didn't hear about stuff like this happening 30 years ago, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we didn't have the internet to, you know, have it thrown in our faces as much as we do now, but still.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, I have faith, you know, and I do have faith, but I'm losing faith in us as people. I'm losing that faith in people. And I mean, just look around at these protests that are going on. They're getting extremely violent. And
Yeah.
a lot of innocent people are getting hurt. And
Well, people everywhere are just getting violent. And I don't know what, you know, what in the world is bringing all that on. It's unnecessary. There is no reason for people to be as hateful and discontented as they are and strike out for no reason. I've been witnessing it in my personal life. I've seen it all over the internet now, going on for months, and the foolishness just has to stop. Somebody has got to start acting like an adult somewhere along the line. I never seen the beat in my life of how people just, at the drop of a hat, just attack. What is possessing people to behave that way? You showed that video yesterday, them people at that protest with 2x4s whacking each other over the head with them. What kind of primitive behavior is that supposed to be? We are supposed to be a civilized society.
you know,
Were these people raised by wolves? What in the world is wrong with them? It's no wonder that the courts and the doctors all want to run around giving everybody a pill, because people just don't know how to behave anymore.
Go ahead. I was just reading something. I'm going to put it in here and see what you make of it.
All right.
Can you see that?
Well, I can see it, but I can't read that fine print.
Let's see if I can bring it up. How about now?
Well, I still can't read the fine print.
The 4th of July is not a holiday anymore. Then the 5th
really?
of July is. Huh?
Really?
That, they are dates on the calendar. The holiday we celebrate, which falls on the 4th day of every July in America, Independence Day. Independence Day is the holiday, yet over the years we've been continue to drop the name instead of refer to the date. So I don't know. So much shit going on. It's disgusting on what is happening.
Well, according to my calendar, the 4th of July this year is going to be on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It is normally celebrated on the 4th of July whenever the 4th of July falls. If the 4th of July, in my recollection, if it falls on a Saturday or a Sunday, you don't get a day off from work. But if it happens to fall on a weekday, you get a day off from work for it. But now they're, according to what you just read, are you telling me that they're saying that the 5th of July is the holiday? So what are they aiming to do? Give everybody the 5th of July off work if it falls during the week, or you get 2 days off, the 4th and the 5th, or no days off because they don't see it as a holiday? It's just a day.
I just sent the whole article over to you.
Okay. Click on this. See what it's got to say. 4th of July is not a holiday any more than the 5th of July is. Okay. They are dates on the calendar. The holiday we celebrate, which falls on the 4th day of every July, is America's Independence Day. Independence Day is the holiday, yet over the years we've become conditioned to drop the name and instead refer to the date. Is it small? Is it subtle? Yes, on both counts. But is it pretty? Absolutely not. We live in a nation wherein our leadership just changed the oath of allegiance legally, or excuse me, oath of allegiance legal immigrants to our nation must take so as to exclude the former requirement to pledge to defend America. We live in a nation where our leader, the President of the United States of America, while standing on foreign soil, apologizes for our nation's behavior and calls America arrogant. Where our countrymen plea for assistance to our leaders to come to save their lives, but instead are left to fend for themselves and perish. We are currently being led by individuals for whom our sense of national pride is foolishness, and the acknowledgement of American exceptionalism is viewed as a delusion of imperialistic grandeur. How dare we think we're better than anybody else? Well, you know that. Or excuse me, well, you know what? We are. America-hating globalists, many of whom all call America home, would love to see certain memories fade, certain attitudes dumbed down, and certain practices cease. Practices such as the celebration of America's independence and subsequent rise to become the greatest superpower in the history of planet Earth. They'd prefer to see America descend, not continue to ascend, by just about any objective observation. For the past 7.5 years, we have been descending. They would love to see us forever say and celebrate the 4th of July with as little or no reference to exactly what we're celebrating on that date as possible. They'd like to see the words and memories scrubbed from history books, not taught in school, and dropped from public conscience. And as these efforts, they are in many ways succeeding. We must be the ones who turn it around. I'd like to challenge you, patriots, this year and every year hereafter to begin referring to this holiday by its correct name, Independence Day. Many men and women, better than you or me, sacrificed their all to gain this nation's independence from the crown. Let's honor their memory and the glorious gift of liberty they bestowed upon us, a gift that's still giving some 240 years later, by referring to this upcoming holiday by its proper name, America's Independence Day. After all, we don't say Merry 25th of December. Oh, okay. Well, I see their point, but I'm not one to argue semantics. I mean, yes, it is Independence Day, and yes, it is on the 4th of July. As long as it is remembered, I think that is a good thing. The only thing I have against it is fireworks in residential areas. I think that is a bad thing. I don't appreciate that because they like to set them off all night long, and they do it for 2 weeks prior to the holiday. I think that needs to be held to a park somewhere or a fairground or someplace, and probably supervised in a lot of cases, keep a lot of people out of emergency rooms. But it doesn't have any place in a residential neighborhood. If you want to have a block party, you want to have picnics, you want to hang your flags out and, you know, celebrate the holiday in a residential neighborhood, all more power to you, and I think that's a wonderful thing. But keep your fireworks to yourself. Your neighbors don't appreciate it. But that's my that's my message for the day, Pat. Go ahead. I think I done put Pat to sleep. Pat, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I done bored you to death.
No, you didn't. Just got something sent over to me. A son chops off mother's head for being critical of ISIS. Wow. Shit, this. And I'll put it in there so you can see this.
People are nuts. Lord have mercy.
Yep. Has pledged by small-scale terrorist attacks inspired, for example. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What's the
Unbelievable.
source of that article?
Dennis Mitchell Lynch.
Dennis Michael Lynch.
Yep.
It's on his website there.
Yep.
So you know, Jeremy.
People are nuts. Did you
Yep.
see the other one too? I don't know if any of you guys heard about it, where a mother shot and killed her two daughters. They were, I guess, having a disturbance or a fight over something. I don't know what the fight was over. The cop eventually shot the mother dead, but
What I heard on it is she had called a family meeting and created a disturbance of some sort there in the family meeting, and it resulted in her killing her two daughters. People are just losing their minds. I don't know what on earth is possessing them. What, you know, have we become that bad of a society, that degraded? I mean, this isn't something that you just see once in a great while in the news. This is going on every day.
Yep. It's ludicrous. I'm just speechless on everything that's going on lately in our country. I'm just speechless. You know, here's the other thing too. You know what really irritates me too. You know, if anybody wants to call me, whatever you want to call me, that's fine. Here, I want you guys to see this, okay? I think this is disgusting. The U.S. attorney threatens citizens over refugees. And this all stems from Idaho. That they are trying to cover this up any which way they can, not to offend these refugees. And then they tell you, oh, they're not Syrian. They're Somali and Iraqis. Well, they're still refugees, aren't they? You know, and now, if you stand up and say anything bad, they're going to come after you. Our government's going to protect them over the American people. And I think that's disgusting. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to vent.
No, that's fine. I have yet to really fully understand what is the purpose of those people being here. Is it for them to make a better life for themselves and eventually become citizens? I mean, did we have to bring them in here because of the emergency status of their situation? And so we are, you know, we're keeping them somewhat contained in areas by some sort of documentation. And you know, they have so long to get jobs and so long, you know, to comply with our rules and regulations of citizenship, or they'll be shipped back out. Or is this a free-for-all where they're just being brought in here and forced down our throats that, hey, they're here, they're illegal, they'll remain that way, and screw all the rest of you? Because obviously they're not being held to our laws.
Nope, they're not. Well, look at that video I showed you yesterday with that woman at LAX.
Yep.
We're coming. We're going to take this country over. No, you're not. You know, I really do not believe American women are going to lay down and let these bastards come in and tell you how to wear dress and what you can wear. I can't see American women bowing down to that crap. I really can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, they will if when it's forced down our throats. That, you know, it's that way, or you're going to die. You got a choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, if our government, our current government, has its way, that's exactly what it's going to be. They're just going to tell us one of these days, hey, got news for you. Sharia law's here. Too bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it, that's tough.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, people better wake up. It's here. You can't hide it. It's here. You know.
Yeah, they're not making a secret about it. They put it on the front porch and dressed it up, and they're saluting it. You know, it's right out there for everybody to see.
You know, I got a question, okay? And I asked this of my wife too, okay? This Hillary Clinton, okay? And I call her a bimbo. So if I offended any females, I'm sorry, but she's a bimbo, okay? How in the hell can anybody support her BS saying there's a war on women? But yet she collects millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, all them countries over there that degrade their women, that say it's okay to rape their women. It's okay to marry off little girls. And she supports it, but yet she's over here telling everybody there's a war on women. Now, how the hell can any intelligent female support that?
There was your key word, intelligent.
You know, I don't know
She
that.
is banking on the ones that don't have two brain cells to rub together.
Uh-huh. Then, what was it? Oh shit, I can't remember her comment. She criticizes everybody else for taking Wall Street and the bankers. Well, wait a minute, Hillary. You got ties to Goldman Sachs. You got ties to Wall Street. You and your husband are taking millions from them, but that's okay. You're responsible for 4 Americans dead. You lied about the email thing. You put us in jeopardy. If any of us done half the shit that these people have done, we would be locked up, the key thrown away. But these people are getting away with it. And they're covering it.
You know what her attitude was, Pat. What difference does it make? That's her attitude.
I feel so bad for those families and for that mother that you always see come out, because she just lied her ass off to that. And so did that piece of crap that's sitting in the White House, lied to those families. You know, wake up, people. If you don't think shit's going to hit the fan soon, go research. Look at some of this crap that is going on. You know, I thought the same way for the longest time. Oh, it couldn't happen here. It's not going to happen here. Well, guess what? I'm changing my thoughts now that it is going to happen here. Go look at some articles from different states on where, you know, some of these refugees are and the problems they're having. There's a place, I can't remember where it was, a swimming pool. Okay? And these refugees are chastising women that are wearing bikinis and stuff and saying that's inviting me to rape you. Are you frigging kidding me? And we as Americans are sitting back and allowing it. I don't know what it's going to take to wake people up. I don't know what it's going to take. You know,
I don't know I don't know if the majority will ever wake up, Pat. I think that people have been dumbed down and turned into complacent sheep for so long. They don't feel like they have a say in anything, and they just go along with whatever. You know, it's like, well, I don't really like it, but what are you going to do? And so they go along with whatever's being handed to them.
And I get a kick out of some of these libtards, and that's what I call them, libtards. These morons last week have a sit-in over gun control about a bill to come after the guns. That wasn't what they sat there. They sat there and was trying to raise money, collect donations. Are you friggin' kidding me? Are you people that dumb? That wasn't about gun. It was political and money. That's all them idiots care about. Crap. I think it's funny, you know. You have to sit back and laugh, because if you don't, you're going to lose your mind.
Yep, sometimes you just have to walk away from it and go out and take your shoes off, put them in the grass, ground yourself, take a deep breath. If in your case, you might want to drive a few miles away before you do that, because you'll be breathing smoke. But sometimes you just have to get away from it for a little bit. It'll eat you up.
Mm-hmm. If you can't, everything in our country is under attack. Our freedom of speech is under attack. Our Second Amendment's under attack. Your religious freedoms are under attack. What sexuality you are is under attack. But people just sit back.
I told somebody a joke the other night and got attacked, Pat. So, I mean, you don't have to do much to piss somebody off.
I don't know. I don't know where we're headed, but we better wake up. And we better wake up quick.
Well, all we can do is just keep bringing the news, Pat. That's all we can do. We just keep bringing the news, and I try to throw out some interesting topics every once in a while, like I did last week with Dwayne and with Barry. And I know that there's some people that say, oh, that wasn't my cup of tea and this sort of thing. But now, here, you got to look at a bigger picture here. We're not going to sit here and just preach to the choir day after day after day. You have to be able to broaden your horizons a little bit, bring in some new people so that more people get to hear the messages of the news when we bring out the news. Otherwise, you're just going to have the same circle all the time. So, that brought in some new subscribers last week when I did that. It brought in some new viewers last week when I did that. There's been some people that's listened to the news stories and our take on what's going on. Maybe they'll get on YouTube and listen to some of the other people that bring news stories. So, they start getting a little more enlightened and figure out, what that there is something going on. I mean, I've talked to people that I would consider not to be enlightened that say, wow, that makes sense, because I felt like there was something going on. I just didn't know what it was. And it broadens their horizons a little bit, and they start getting on YouTube and checking out these news shows and the alternate news media and hearing the things that you're not being told in mainstream. So we can't just sit here and preach and harp on the same stuff day after day. We have to broaden out a little bit in order to bring in new people and show that we're not sitting here all closed-minded, that we're willing to look at other topics, other people's points of view. It's not all about us.
Well, you know that. I know that. Let me see something.
I'm out here on my
Hold on.
ranch.
Nope. I don't want to start that just yet.
Pat, are we gonna have to put you back under the desk?
Yeah, probably. I'm starting to figure out shit now. I'm figuring out a lot of buttons.
I figured out how to invite guests on the show last week.
At least you did that. I can't. People look at me and laugh, and yeah, okay, he's gonna go on a show.
It took me a while, but I finally figured it out.
Today, before we only got a few minutes left, I want to play a video for you, and I listened to it several times, and just listening to Lavoy Finnegan, and let me see if I can bring it up for you guys, and I will play it. Go here. Oh shit! I don't want that. There we go. Damn it! Here we go. There.
One Cowboy stand for freedom.
Can you hear that?
It's
Yes.
September 2014. I'm out here on my ranch. Great out here. The rains have come this summer. The grass is tall. It's still green. My cows are fat. Water tanks are full. Just feeling really grateful for all the blessings that I'm enjoying right now. Love being out here. Don't have a cell phone. It's peaceful. I feel like when I'm out here that all's well, all's right, nothing's wrong, no worries, and I love this life out here. But it doesn't take too much to see that dark storm clouds are gathering, and we really need to open our eyes if they're not already open. We need to take care of those we love. We need to have our houses in order. We need to have our relationships in order. We never know how many days we have upon God's green earth here. And we need to make the best of each and every one of them. But about those storm clouds that are gathering, it's easy to see that our government has eviscerated the Constitution. They are a lawless government, unwilling to be governed by the supreme law of the land, by the laws that we, the people, placed upon them. And so what do we do? This thing isn't going to be solved legislatively. It's too far gone. And there's too few politicians with real conviction, with real courage. The establishment is too firmly entrenched. We're not going to turn this thing around legislatively. The judiciary is in large measure corrupt too, insofar as they are unwilling to legislate or adjudicate on the simple Constitution. When you look at the executive branch, it is just amassing power unto itself, governing by dictate, by fiat, and by executive order, completely outside of the powers that we, the people, gave them. So what do we do? And as I pondered on this, I wondered, where is the right and the wrong? Where is that line where it's wrong and where it's right in resisting this? And I come across some words by a man that I respect a lot by the name of Ezra Cat Benson. And he asked that question. He said, is it morally right to resist tyranny? And then he answers his own question by saying, I believe, or he said, with all the fervor of my soul, I believe that God intended man to be free. And then he went on to say that rebellion against tyranny is a righteous cause. So there you have it. That's exactly how I feel. I feel to read and hear other people that feel the same way. He went on to say that the fight for freedom is God's fight. So when a man stands for freedom, he stands with God. And as long as he stands for freedom, he stands with God. And even if he stands alone, he still stands with God. A man will be eternally vindicated and rewarded for his stand for freedom. So the way I do the math, I think there's about 50 million Americans out there that love freedom as much as I do. They're willing to put their lives on the line, their fortunes, their sacred honor, as our founding fathers did in the beginning, because the conflict that's building, the storm clouds are gathering, are over this very same issue. Will man be free, or must he be coerced? And me, for one, I'm going to live my remaining days as a free man. Maybe long, maybe short, but I'm going to live as a free man. And so, what about you? My appeal is to you, 50 million. Those of you that are making the good fight, that are standing for freedom. I mean, we still should fight through the legislative avenue, through the judiciary avenue, through the legal avenue. I think we still should make those efforts wherever we can. But we know when our natural rights are being violated, when we are being trampled upon. And it's time for us to say, no, no more. Now, if your rights are being trampled on, if your property rights are being violated, I'll come and stand with you. You can reach me on Facebook, Lavoy Finicum, or at my email, lavoyfinicum@yahoo.com. I'll stand. You know, there's 50 million of us, I know. There's 50 million that's willing to stand and pull together and say, no, leave him alone. Leave his property alone. You know, no aggression, no hate, but willing to stand, willing to defend. By all means necessary, to say, leave us alone. Don't bother us. Let us raise our families. Let us enjoy this land upon which we live. Let us be free to make our own choices. It's a great land. It's a great country. I'm going to live as a free man. I invite you to stand up, defend the Constitution, the rights that are guarded by this document. Stand for freedom, stand for the Constitution. Have a good day, everyone. This is Lavoy Finicum. One Cowboy, stand for freedom. See you later.
With that, guys, I want to thank everybody for joining me and Brenda. And let's stand up. We got to start fighting this battle. We're losing, and we're losing our country. We're losing every last bit of freedom we have. With that, God bless you guys. I love each and every one of you. Hidden, Jeremy, Jimmy, Kimberly. Who else did we have in here? Jay, Christian, Christine, rather. Thank you guys so much for joining and supporting me and Brenda. Brenda, you have anything else?
Thanks for joining us today, guys, and we hope to see you back tomorrow. Have a wonderful afternoon. Turn out the lights, Pat.